VICK, Vision Communications Incorporated, its management or advertising. Vision Communications Incorporated is not responsible for the validity or accuracy of information presented on this program. Wellness Wednesday with Dr. Norm Shealy and Dr. Shealy-Sorin. Get the health answers you need from the creator of holistic medicine and the 2020 Holistic Doctor of the Year. To be a part of the show, call 417-447-1777. Wellness Wednesday. Now, here are your hosts, Dr. Norm Shealy and Dr. Shealy-Sorin.
And hello. Now, Dr. Norm Shealy is sending his highest regards to everybody, and he wanted me to wish everyone the most amazing holy day season, and especially Merry Christmas. Now, he couldn't be here today, but I am here to cover an extremely important topic, something that is essential to something that is our essence, period, love. And the ways in which love can heal, the ways in which love ties together the entire aspect of the human being. When I talk about a human being, we've mentioned before the term mind, body, spirit. Again, nothing against that term, but I will share this. It's missing there's something missing. It's not right. What's missing is the order. And this is the foundation for the whole talk that we're going to be giving today. Because this is what a human being is about, and this is what it's about, health and wellness, and this is how you get it done, love. We are primarily who we are is the spirit. We're the essence. We're one with the Creator. We're a soul, an individual expression coming into a material form. Now, the next layer is mental, emotional, memories, the place where we can either have the negatives, the positives, but more commonly a mix. And how many of us are aware of our mental and emotional states? Interestingly enough, 40% of the population, and this is data, information from a long time ago, before the pandemic, fake-demic, fear-demic started, with 40% being clinically depressed and another 40% being subclinically depressed, meaning that 80% of the population of the United States are having trouble. They're not functional properly, and they're not entirely happy. They're not enjoying their life, to say the least. Since the situations in 1920, now it's end of 21, it has become apparent that those numbers quadrupled. In other words, the mental health of individuals has gone terribly wrong. And there's a reason for that. There's a stress. There's a stress that is induced by society, by culture. It almost seems that stress is being utilized as a tool, especially if one utilizes the social media, news, otherwise. How does one deal with one's stress levels? That's a big, big question, especially for the holidays. And then last but not least, there's the physical. And the physical includes many things. It could be the right things, like the lifestyle, and we'll talk briefly about that. Some people do it, some people don't. Question is, why? But physical is also absence or presence of any illness, ease, alignment. Is the person feeling good? Is the person feeling not good? Are you functional? How do you feel about your physical health? Now, conventional medicine is entirely focused on the physical health. And they've done some great things, especially in acute care. But when it comes to chronic illness, the issue and the reason that the chronic illness still exists to the degree that it does, and it's overtaken America and many other countries significantly, especially with the stressors coming in over the last several years, the chronic illness and disease has gotten progressively worse and out of control. And the reason for that is because the human being, a human who is actually a soul, a spirit, soul, mind, body, has focused entirely, and the system has focused entirely on the material, including medications, drugs, surgeries, and then there's, of course, psychiatry, but that's mostly drugs again. And now, thank God they don't do the lobotomies, which is a surgical management of psychiatric illness. But again, there's not much progress in that arena in terms of human investment, human advancement, excuse me. So how does one tie all of this in together? I want to go back to a statement from a very good book, the one that talks about our origins, our moral origins. And there's a line, something that goes something like this: man was created in the image of the Creator, in the likeness. And, if we are created in the image of the Creator, there's a blueprint. That means there's a blueprint, there's a way, just like the car has a blueprint, like a house has a blueprint. And if you follow the blueprint, it will actually work, it'll function. Same exact way, a human being has a blueprint for our physical, mental, but also emotional well-being, and how we can be our personal heaven. But if we don't do that, then we become the other choice, and it is a choice, is if you don't choose to be in heaven, then you can be in hell. And how do I define hell on earth? Well, that's depression, anxiety, stress, all sorts of stuff, and it's real, and it's right here among us. How many of us are actually happy? That is the key. Happiness, enjoyment, joy. Holidays. What does holiday mean? We forget the meaning of holidays. A lot of my patients are in the emergency room, but also in the clinic, are stressed out over the holidays, over the gifts, over lots of different things. I just want to remind folks that the true meaning of the holiday is a holy day. Each day is holy. And for the day to be holy, it doesn't require presents. It doesn't require material things. It's feelings, it's emotions, it's being around our loved ones. It's giving and receiving love, the greatest healing power capacity in the world. Actually, from what I understand about when Christ did his healing on earth, the primary source of that healing is love. And since man is created in the image of the Creator, and we are co-creators, we have that capacity, and we know this. We know, I can give you multiple examples, thousands of examples from our own practice, where people with so-called terminal or end-stage illnesses recovered, of course, using holistic modalities and beyond the conventional, but with love from their hearts, with love from their loved ones. And I know people who have had better prognosis, better medical conditions, so to speak, and they still didn't do good because of the opposite of love, fear. And that's what we have to consider. Are we living our lives here in love, in abundance, in joy, or are we living our life in fear? And that's a big question for each and every person, because that's a very individual question. Each of us is our own personal universe. I would like to take the next few minutes to do something. It's an exercise. Normally I do this as a therapeutic healing session, but I'd like to give a trial right here over the radio. And if you can actually see me, or if you can hear me, I would like you to either close your eyes, settle in. Now, if you're driving, if you're doing something that requires attention, please do not close your eyes. Save this program and listen to it at a different time. But if you are in a place where you can relax and just be at peace, no external noises, interruptions for the next few minutes, I'll ask you to come along with me for a journey into your, body, mind, soul, spirit. Brief journey with intention of love. Settle in, get comfortable. I'll close my eyes right now, and please feel free to do so yourself. Visualize. See your physical body. Take a deep breath. Hold it. Let go. And now continue taking nice, easy, deep breaths as you go through this journey, through this exercise. This will help relax the body. As you go into this exercise, just remember, keep in mind, whatever you feel in your body, whatever you feel mentally, emotionally, acknowledge, understand, don't judge, just let it be, but take stock of it. Become aware. Awareness is the first step to every solution. Continue taking a deep breath in and out. Now I'm going to introduce an exercise, something that we utilize in our biogenics program for self-regulation. And this is highly effective for pain, anxiety, stress, anything that is uncomfortable, or even neuropathy. Whatever is in the body, whatever is in the mind, this is a wonderful technique to calm, relax, and, well, heal everything, at least for the moment. And this is where I'm going to ask you to, as you take the next deep breath in and out, visualize a halo, a ring, a circle, like, well, saints. You visualize the circle or the golden halo around the head of a saint. And now you visualize a similar kind of energy surrounding your lower feet and ankles. 1 inch circumference around your feet and ankles, expanding, increasing in the energy, in the warmth, feel safe, wonderful, healing. This expanded 1 inches of expanded energy around your feet and your ankles. And stay with that. Give it a little time. And when you feel that, when you're there, continue with the deep breaths. And whenever you're ready, at your own pace, continue visualizing and feeling this 1 inches of expanded energy, electromagnetic field, your life force expanding around your lower body, lower legs, upper legs, hips, pelvis, all the way around your lower body, surrounding, calm, comfortable, protective. And take your time and make sure that you feel that warm, amazing feeling of safety and comfort. And if you're ready, allow this expanded feeling of 1 inches of electromagnetic energy to now come up your lower abdomen, back, upper abdomen, chest, upper back, arms, forearms, hands, all the way from the neck, surrounding your entire body. And now including the neck, face, head, all the way from head to the toes in 1 inches of this expanded electromagnetic energetic state. Beautiful, protected, safe. And now, whenever you're ready, go back to your feet and ankles and now visualize this already expanded, wonderful state of being going from 1 inches to 12 inches right across in diameter, across your feet and your ankles. And continue with easy, deep breaths as you go along. Allow this 12 inches of expanded electromagnetic energy to now come up your lower legs, upper legs, hips, pelvis, surrounding your lower body entirely in this wonderful protective halo. Now, allow this 12 inches of expanded electromagnetic energy to come up your abdomen, up your chest, back, up to the shoulders, down your arms, forearms, hands, fingers, neck, head, surrounding your entire body with this 12 inches of expanded electromagnetic field, halo. And when you get there, just enjoy the feeling of relaxation, love, just beautiful light all around you. And now we're going to take a journey in this expanded electromagnetic state into who you really are, your true origin, your true birthright. First, we're going to focus on your physical body. Just visualize as if a person is wearing a three-piece suit or some kind of a jacket. And just like that layer is real and it's there, you can unzip it, let it go. So first, before you do that, visualize your body, your physical body. Think about your habits, nutrition, activity, sleep, rest, weight, function. How are you feeling? Are you having pain? Are you having discomfort, tension? Are you in shape? Are you aching? Is there anything that's not working properly in your body? Is there any organs or system of organs that needs attention? Become aware. Don't judge. This is simply becoming familiar with who you are on all layers, all levels. Simply be with your body and send it love, the greatest healing power in the world. Simply send your body, physical body, no matter what it is, no matter if it's hurting, if it's uncomfortable, especially those parts. Send it love. Intention. When you love something, it grows, it gets better. When you hate something, it gets worse. Now, allow yourself to unzip, simply unzip this layer of physical or meat suit. And now the next layer underneath is your mental and emotional. And for many people, it's a mix of positives, negatives. Some people are mostly positive, other people are mostly negative. And you can see it in the expression of glass half empty or half full. Become aware of the energy. Emotion is energy in motion. Become aware of the energy that is underneath. Energy that is guiding, driving your physical actions, your behaviors, because that is what is behind the physical things that come out. That's why we do or don't do certain things that are healthy for us, including lifestyle or bad habits. Allow yourself a true, honest examination without judgment of where your mental and emotional state is, and if it's truly helping you, if it's conducive. This is also a wonderful time as you do this to send love, healing, and forgiveness to all those aspects that are dark, shadowy, yucky, that don't feel good. Heal. Allow the healing of all those things that don't belong to you anymore, mentally, emotionally. This is a powerful factory, the one that produces all the subsequent downstream results. Life is a head game. Who is in control of your head? How's the game going? Take an honest look, feel, listen, appreciation of who are you on the mental and emotional level. Continuing to take easy, deep breaths. 5 seconds in, 5 seconds out, or so, as comfortable for you. Now, unzip, let go of even that layer. And now you will get to the innermost, actual genuine self, the light, the love, the soul, the spirit, your true essence. The thing that we have in common with our Creator, the divine spark. And just simply be with this, because there's nothing you have to do at this level. Here you're simply being. And if you're true to yourself, if your life, if your mental and emotional and your physical is consistent with your purpose, with your soul, with your spirit, you will be at peace. You will know peace. And the peace that is present in this amazing light layer in your soul can transmute, can come over into the mental, emotional, and physical. This is where that love comes from. This is that space of unconditional love, space of healing, space of love. This is where healing takes place on all layers. Allow this beautiful, beautiful being, beautiful essence, beautiful you on the spirit soul level to shine through. And now allow that shine, allow that light to cover, to permeate, to become love in the mental, in the emotional, with forgiveness, with tolerance, with love, with healing. And as you're ready, zip up that layer, so to speak. Now with the intended healing, because the intention, the thoughts, the feelings, your words, that is what's going to set in line healing that takes place. That's when miracles happen. and you can cause miracles too. We are made in the image of the Creator. We are co-creators for our own life. Last but not least, see, visualize, and appreciate that physical body of yours, the most amazing physical creation in the world, the greatest chemical factory. How wonderful it is. How amazing. How grateful to have this temple so that the spirit, the soul, can come through and do its work. With love, with appreciation, with gratitude, with forgiveness. And now allow the healing of this physical body. If there's something you should be doing and you're not, forgive yourself for not doing so in the before and do your best. Come back to your best self. If you're doing something you shouldn't, like smoking, drinking, otherwise, there is a reason for that. The body is trying to compensate. Allow your body the love, the healing that it needs to recover, so it doesn't need those things. Or if the body is suffering, so that it can achieve its own homeostasis, healing, because it can. That's what it's supposed to do in a natural, holistic world. And that's what it's all about. Total, complete, holistic healing. And we're going to complete this exercise by taking an easy, beautiful, deep breath in and breathe out. Now, this is a very brief version. I usually take an hour to an hour and a half in the office with this or more. It's all individual. But it's a beautiful example of how you can introduce the power of love. Now, I can talk about all sorts of science. There's research. There's all sorts of ways in which science is starting to catch up with this force of love. Now, it's kind of hard to look up research on love in conventional literature, but there are places, Google Scholar and otherwise, where you can look at certain terms and things like happiness, laughter, doing things that you love, being with the people you love, and how that is an incredibly healing, positive, incredible influence. And next half of the radio show, I'd like to take questions, anything on your mind, from anything physical, mental, and emotional. And I'm also going to make several announcements about a few things. And as a matter of fact, I'd like to say thank you to our friends at Spring Valley, one of the best health food stores with a wonderful, amazing service, and they do carry all of our favorites as well. Youth Essentials, Magnesium Lotion, and otherwise. Great store, great service right here in Springfield, Missouri. Another one of our favorites is Nature Bliss Cherry Tart Juice Concentrate. Two tablespoons is an amazing substitute, or if you're not eating your vegetables, but please do eat your vegetables. Great for you though, lots of ORAX, wonderful for the blood pressure, for cholesterol, for everything in real grocery stores. And we'll be back after this break.
Okay, we're clear. Okay, I want to pull your microphone a little bit closer to you. A little bit closer to your... We have a little bit of a squeal, and it's because I have to turn it up so loud. So I think if we do a little bit better like that...
Yep, let's give it another go here. Okay. Sound check, 1, 2.
Yeah, that's better.
That's better? Okay,
yes.
Fantastic. Well, I hope the rest of the sound came through, but I'm just going to say this. If I have to choose between the sound or the video quality and the message, I will gladly send the message along, even if it's not the best quality of the recording. Because guess what? The spirit is going to speak through no matter which way.
Oh, man.
It'll find a way. Technical difficulties or not. All right. Do we have any questions or anything else from the audience?
You do. Actually, did you announce that it was your birthday? You have birthday wishes.
Oh, that's right. It is my birthday, actually, today. Yes.
Happy birthday.
Thank you. And speaking of birthdays, by the way, when I grew up, in my family, we had a very strange tradition for our birthdays. Instead of getting presents, we would give presents on our birthday. So, in light of that tradition, I'd like to offer $50 off on anything on the website with a purchase of 200 or more on anything on the website. realholisticdoc.com, and the coupon code is Happy Holidays 21. So that's our gift for the world, for those who want to support us. And thank you very much for doing so. Please.
We have one question online. It says, Dr. Sorin, I just did labs after 1 month of a vegan diet and juicing. Everything was normal except for the following. The potassium was 5.7 and the glucose was 112. Could this be due to the diet?
Yes, certainly can. That's why it's very important if you're a vegetarian or vegan to make sure that first of all, and it's a wonderful diet to be on, by the way. I fully support people who do that properly. But make sure, please, that it's truly veggies as they are, leafy greens, not necessarily. Pizza is not exactly a vegetable, as Dr. Norm Shealy would say here, and. Otherwise, yes, potassium can certainly be affected by intake of certain greens, and it just depends on what caliber and what ratio. So that's why we recommend in the greens family, in the veggies, leafy greens specifically, make sure that you have all colors and basically don't do the same thing over and over again continuously. Mix it up, because there are different ingredients and different ones and different color of the vegetable, unless it's GMO or created by technology, indicates that there are certain nutrients that are basically different in each type based on the color. So that's one of the possible questions. I would repeat the potassium as a medical doctor, because I know holistic means integrating the conventional and non-conventional. So I would definitely repeat the potassium, because that is a very important electrolyte and can cause significant issues if it's unchecked.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Oops.
Yep. Any other questions or comments?
We had one other question regarding Morton's neuroma. Are there recommended supplements that will help?
Morton's neuroma, not anything specific in terms of supplements that I can think of, but I'll do the research and I'll look into that. I'll also talk to Dr. Norm Shealy, about it, see if he's got any information on that.
Okay. That was all the questions we had.
Yeah. In the meantime, so we're still on, right? Mm-hmm. We still got a few minutes.
Mm-hmm. About 1 minute, yeah.
1 minute to go. Okay, great. So for all those who are following us, and again, speaking of love, it does send everybody a lot of love. He couldn't be here today, but for the spirit of the holidays, and I do want to say this. A lot of us are focusing on the holidays, on the presents, on the stress, on the in-laws, and all sorts of stuff. We all have our own stories. But I just want to remind again, holy days, every day is holy. And when we get reminded about the holy days, I also want to remind people that if you do celebrate Christmas, please don't forget to put Christ back in Christmas, because that is the true spirit of the holiday. And are we coming back in?
Not quite. About 20 seconds.
This message brought to you by the National Association of Broadcasters and AI Square. Now, back to Wellness Wednesday with Dr. Norm Shealy and Dr. Shealy-Sorin.
And hello again, second part of the show. Now there is a telephone call-in line, and let me test my memory, see how good I am. 417-447-1777. All right, I think we got this. 417-447-1777. And if you got any questions, anything from physical to mental, emotional to spiritual to anything that comes up, I'll see if I can answer, or at least we can have a good talk about it. So
We have a call.
we have a call. Yep.
Go ahead.
Hello.
Yes, I had a question.
Hi, how are you? Welcome. Yes.
I've suffered from acid reflux for years, and I have to have another endoscopy. You know, I watched my diet, I've lost weight, I've elevated the head of my bed. You know, I've done all of that stuff, but still having problems?
Yes, sir. There is actually, and thank you for mentioning all that, because that's one of the major common problems that people face. And let me ask you a question. Did the doctor or are you on, put you on a medication such as a stomach suppressor pill?
Yeah, I'm on PPIs.
And how long have you been on that?
Off and on for like years.
Here's my problem and here's my concern with that situation from a holistic approach. From a conventional approach, I wouldn't, again, this is pretty standard. From a holistic approach, you are, and by the way, I do want to applaud you because you are taking the common sense measures. Common sense has been basically missing in action in the last year or two. So I do appreciate you having common sense. There are protective and there are destructive factors for the stomach. Some of the destructive factors and things that people do to themselves, for example, coffee, but that's not the only offender. Soda, junk, processed foods, fast foods, it all eats away and destroys the stomach. I mean, those are unnatural elements. I mean, it's basically literally putting crap where it doesn't belong, and then the tissue tries to deal with it. I'm glad you mentioned not eating before bedtime and sitting up, because that does help. There is a digestive enzyme that we have at the office, and it's called STM. STM this is what I take instead of, and this is what I recommend to people who want to basically get away from the proton pump inhibitors. And I'll talk to you briefly about why I have a problem with the proton pump inhibitors to begin with on a long-term basis. So that has protease, lipase, and amylase. I'm talking about STM, which is it's one of the Loomis enzymes for digestion. You take 2 capsules with each meal. We have that in our office location, 2840 East Chestnut Expressway. So if you wanted to come and pick it up, that's just mentioned we spoke on the radio, and that's available. 2 of those will actually protect the stomach and will allow you to process the food. When people are on proton pump inhibitors and things that block the stomach acid, what happens is you are not able to process, you're not able to metabolize protein, because of the acid is essential for that. And then in the next segment of the bowels, you are unable to make use of fats, which actually make most of the lipid soluble, including sex hormones, and so on and so forth. So people who are on long-term proton pump inhibitors, first of all, I'm going to say you have not gotten to the root cause, or your doctors have not. Because if at the root cause, there is actually factors such as stress, behavioral, but also other reasons for what is happening. And until that becomes a full and proper analysis and correction, it's like the foundation of a house. It'll keep coming back as an issue. Does that make sense?
Yes, absolutely. I have one question. I don't live near you. I live in Florida, so would this be available mail order?
Yes, it sure can. Absolutely. But I also would welcome you to do a consultation. And we do actually over 50% of my latest consultations are telephone consults and Skype. And you can get in touch with us at 417-351-5221. And we can take it further, because I can actually give you about 10 more other suggestions, and we can actually talk about specific factors for you. And that's what holism is all about. It's individual. It's not cookie cutter approach, because, well, your situation is different than anybody else's.
Right. Well, I appreciate it very much. It's been very enlightening. And have a Merry Christmas and a good holiday.
Merry Christmas. Well, Happy New Year's. And I do look forward to hearing from you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah. Do we have another caller, or are we? Okay. So I did want to make another announcement, just in case we have missed it. It is my birthday today. And as I announced earlier, it's good to be, well, older, wiser, but younger at heart. Speaking of love, I feel great. In my family tradition, when you have a birthday, you actually give presents as an appreciation, and as well, giving is better than receiving. And so, website, realholisticdoc.com. Any $200 total purchase will get $50 off. with a coupon code Happy Holidays 21. And of course, if anybody's interested in a clinic, holistic evaluation, or just basically talking about life and understanding of who we are, the foundation of who we are. Actually, a lot of my consultations is working with and coaching people and clients through the difficulties and troubles that they're going through, roadblocks that are individual to them, but actually are very common also to the humanity. And that's what it's all about. It's about coaching, it's about a relationship, it's about basically being with you along the way from the beginning to the end. And it's about love. It's about doing the right thing. It's about the truth. And love is greater than fear. Love is greater than any other force in the universe. Love can heal our physical wounds and issues. Love can balance our mental and emotional. Love is the nature. It's the true aspect of who we are. It is who we are. Love. We're loved. And, well, it's the strongest force there is. Nothing can overcome that. Not fear, not anything else. And if I have a little time, I'd like to say thank you to my father, my dad. And if he's listening, I just want, if you're listening, please, I just want to say thank you. And if I have a little time, I'll explain the situation. So, gratitude. This is about love. It's about gratitude. It's about appreciation. I grew up as a kid with a complex and understanding when my parents divorced when I was 1 year old, and so I grew up with all sorts of am I wanted or am I unwanted type of a child's complexes, and it actually led to a number of strengths. It led me to become extremely personality that breaks through the doors and the windows and all basically every obstacle. But at the same time, it left me questioning myself, questioning my worth, my who am I? Am I worthy? And it took me into my 30s and 40s to become aware and to understand that yes, I am worthy. I am light. I am love, and I have a full right to be a fully materialized, fully optimized human being. But it took me a long time to get there and to allow and forgive myself for the things that are actually, turns out, completely not true. In other words, we all make up stories about our lives and everything else, and it's interesting. Long story short, I ended up telling myself the story of my childhood and the story of my creation, of my of what happened, who am I, and a lot of it is not even true. And a lot of it is the negative that I've been dealing with, a lot of the demons I've been fighting. And whenever I've created my own personal hell, and I've certainly done so on many occasions, and I still do from time to time, it's just recognition and, okay, I'm going to stop the negative, I'm going to go into the positive. But there's always potential for the negative in everything. There's a free choice. There's freedom. And that's the responsibility, response, and ability. We have the capacity and we have the need we have the obligation to be our best self. If we don't do that, then we choose to be our lesser self. And that's okay, as long as you realize that you can be better in every aspect. And even if the physical body is not at its best, and I don't know how good the quality of the sound was in the first part of the show, but I'm going to just summarize the essential component. Even when the meat suit that we're wearing, the meat suit being, I'm referring to our physical body, or our habits, our health or lack of health, even that is not who we are. Even that responds to very powerful emotions, feelings, and our spiritual direction. It is a consequence of our thoughts, feelings, and emotions. Every thought is a prayer. Every word is a prayer. If you think positive, you will be positive. If you think negative, you will be negative. If you want to be in your personal hell, and this is what I tell people, it's your choice. If you want to step out of your personal hell, including anxiety, depression, stress, there are tools and there are foundations to help every single person. For example, Dr. Shealy, my medical partner and the founder of the Shealy-Sorin Wellness, he's not here now, but his message is extremely strong and powerful. You can and you will control, and you can be the captain of your ship, of your life. Self-regulation, optimization, biogenics, retraining of your central and autonomic nervous system, becoming your best self, enjoying your life. These are all things that are not far. You can have it right here, right now, if you do the right things, if you love yourself, if you allow the love, the healing. And that is the greatest power in the world. I can also talk about scientifically about the power of love. And the easiest example, literally, is the negative placebo, nocebo, and the positive placebo. And interestingly enough, there are research studies that basically where it's embarrassingly so for the science, so to speak, where the placebo is 30 to 40+% and the medicine is only 20%. What does it tell you about the power of the mind? But if you think further, these people did not believe in their placebo effect. They were faking it, so to speak. And even then it got 40%. So I believe that the power of positive thinking plus SIBO can be 100%. We have had a number of miracle stories in our practice, healings from all sorts of stuff. And I'm not going to claim that we heal people with cancer. I'm not going to claim that we heal people from chronic, diseases that people don't come back from, so to speak, in conventional. And there's been reversal and there's been miracles. And those miracles come from a place of love. And that's what we do in our practice. We surround the place with love. We surround our patients and customers with love, even if you're far away. Love is the strongest force in the universe. Also, if you want to think about love in other ways, if you love what you do, I love what I do. I spend hours on research. I would spend hours with, perfecting our art. If you don't love what you do, you shouldn't do it. There's plenty of professionals in the medical field who are basically in it for the wrong reasons. And if you don't have a good relationship or communication with your provider, they could be a wonderful person. That's not the provider for you. You really need to be with the people that love you and the people whom you can appreciate, love, and respect. Because those are the qualities that produce more healing, more positive clinical outcomes, but optimal life as well. That's what it's all about. Do we have any more questions? And by the way, I don't mind talking. I love the message is very beautiful, very clear. And I'll say this again, light. Just if you're not driving, close your eyes. Visualize again, just unzipping your meat suit, so to speak, your physical body, unzipping your mental and emotional body, and just being, simply existing, enjoying the space of love that is within you. That is you. You are love. You are absolutely magnificence. You are an unlimited essence. And now visualize, see, and ask yourself, what do you, in your physical form, in that temple, in that incredible vessel through which the divine speaks, the divine acts, what do you need to do? What do you want to do? Better question, what do you want to do? Because there's nothing you need to do. It's what we choose. It's a free choice, always. What will you choose? Will you choose health? Will you choose good habits? Will you choose a positive perspective? Will you choose to reconnect with your true essence as a soul, as a spirit, as one with the divine? Do you accept joy, happiness, love, healing? And if you do, let's start the year right.
We do have one question online.
I'll take a question online. Thank you.
Okay. All right. We do have one question online.
Mhm.
Does an infrared lamp therapy raise your vitamin D levels like SAD light therapy? Infrared is wonderful in many, many ways. I recall reading something related to this topic, but for vitamin D, I believe the more effective light is the whole spectrum light. Infrared has, and again, don't quote me on this, but infrared is a certain spectrum it's not the whole spectrum, I should say. And within that smaller spectrum, there's many, many benefits, including detoxification, lymph improvement, also many benefits for the skin. And depending on the frequency, the wavelength, there's various devices that can go down to the bones, the skin and bones and muscles, from superficial to deep. There's saunas with that. Many benefits, but for vitamin D, just off the top of my head, you want the whole spectrum light. And if you can, get back to nature. Be outside. That's where
Thank you for reminding me. I don't want to talk about this unless there's a question. Love. Where do we find love? Where can we actually be immersed in the love of the Creator, in the greatest love of it all? Nature. Step outside. Enjoy. Look at the tree. Feel the tree. Feel the ground. Not necessarily when it's cold, but when the weather gets better, or if you don't mind, put your naked feet on the ground. In other words, you just feel the earth with your feet, with your body. There's so much love coming from the earth, and there's so much love we can give back to the earth. This is a season. It's a celebration of love, and the more the higher the vibration, the higher the frequency, the energy, the better we do for ourselves and for our loved ones. That's a very powerful force, incredibly powerful force. And that's what the holidays are all about. And that, I also believe, is the ultimate solution to dealing with the forces of darkness, fear, and anything that basically wants to bring us down, take us away from our true source. Our true source, our true being is light. And if you realize that, you can detach, you can let go of those things that are not serving you on the physical, on the mental, on emotional. You can change those things. And you can indeed create and be the person, a fully materialized, fully embodied human being. Because that is what it's all about. And of course, whatever you can do to help others, you have to think about yourself first. Because if you don't have the capacity to help yourself, guess what? You have very limited capacity to do anything for anybody else. So it's not selfish. It's actually essential.
We have a few more minutes.
Well, I guess we're going to talk for a few more minutes. Love. Ask yourself, please. Think about love. What does it mean to you? Do you know the meaning of unconditional love? Have you ever been loved unconditionally? Think about the greatest moments of your life. Think about the worst moments of your life. Where does love fit into it? Where does truth, where does hope fit into this? What does it mean to you? I can talk all day, all night about these things. Ultimately, it comes down to a personal, individual choice. We are all sovereign, amazing, individual co-creators with a great creator. We get to define, we get to be in either our personal hell or personal heaven. The choice is yours. And as one of the songs go, the choice is mine. I know what my choice is, and my intention is to send love, prayer, and healing. Not just to Springfield, not just to the United States, but to the whole wide world. And if you want to join me in this prayer for peace, for love, for healing, for holism, I welcome you, and I thank you. Now, next Wednesday, we will announce a winner of another course, free course, so stay tuned. But more important than any of the stuff, any of the material stuff, we appreciate you, we love you, and we thank you for being with us. And what we ask is, if you love our message, if you appreciate holism, if you appreciate a completely different perspective on a human being, share, let others know about it. That's how we shine. That's how the light shines. That's how the light defeats shadow, darkness. Light is contagious and it's powerful. So be the light that you are meant to be. Shine in the specific individual light that you are. Be yourself and stay tuned.
We have one more question online.
And there's one more question. I'll take that.
Okay. We have one more question online. We have a woman that commented, can the PEMF be used if just diagnosed with breast cancer?
Mm-hmm.
If so, how long and what setting?
Wonderful. Can PEMF, pulsed electromagnetic field device, be used in the newly diagnosed breast cancer? I believe that should be used, as a matter of fact, because breast cancer, unfortunately, is not just an immune issue with the immune system failing to catch the abnormal cell growth internally, but it's also a metabolic issue. It's a cellular dysfunction, and when the cells become dysfunctional, they start mutating. They start dividing in the ways that they're not supposed to. Uninvited growth, cancer. So what happens there is the PEMF, pulse electromagnetic field device, especially on the scan mode, which is the first mode, is meant to optimize every cell of the body. Now you can put it specifically locally on the area of the breast or the where you want to localize the effect. You can also keep it anywhere around your body with. It covers the area about 6 feet. The second, you press the button, it's a different light setting, is going to be the gamma mode, and that's what we use for the brain, to optimize, put the brain into the place of gamma. And if there's any questions or mental or emotional distress associated with it, and I've been through cancer, I was told I'd be dead by from 07 to 09, I was given 2 years to live, so I understand the feeling. And yes, there's fear, anxiety, there's all sorts of things that happen when that hits you. So if there's anything to optimize the brain and to put it at peace, that's the gamma mode. I would recommend minimum 2 hours a day. And for sleep and to calm down the nervous system and any pain signals is the next mode, which is the delta, which is 0 to 3 cycles per second, and you can use it at night or otherwise. I do believe in your situation, this is one of the most wonderful devices. But I also would work and talk to, and you can talk to us, or you can talk to a holistic practitioner near you about diet, about stress management, because those are all huge factors as well.
Okay.
Lifestyle, there's a lot to this. Thank you. Yeah.
And we have just a couple seconds.
And we're almost done, so join us next Wednesday. And as of today, I want to wish you love. I want to wish you everything amazing for this holy day season. Merry Christmas, and we'll see you soon.
Okay, we're clear.
Thank you.
We don't have any other comments online.
What's that?
There are no other comments online.
Oh. Well, I guess people are either watching or not watching.
I hear you.
If they're not watching, I guess, or if they're watching so intently that they, don't want to interrupt.
I'm sorry, you're loud. My headphones are loud. What?
They could be watching. They could be so intently watching that they don't want to interfere.
Well, good heavens.